Are you expecting a recession this year?
I hate to predict things like that. There is a period of transition because what we're doing is very big. We're bringing wealth back to America. That's a big thing. And there are always periods of, it takes a little time. It takes a little time. But I think it should be great for us.
So that was on March 9th, which 2 months later. He was absolutely right. Now all these firms are figuring it out.
Yeah, I mean, prophetic for sure. And I always say I trust my astrologist more than a Wall Street economist because they never get it right. And we talk about opportunity. When the opportunity was the best was at the darkest hour, right, about a month ago when we bottomed out on the S&P 500 and everybody was retargeting to a lower target for the year. They went more negative. And even now, I would argue they're still too negative. If we look at JP Morgan, they're talking about 0.6% GDP growth this year. Well, we're tracking 2.3% already for the quarter. And the one thing that blows my mind with every economist, and this is something that really just gets my bacon, is they always talk about the labor market falling off a cliff. We have a labor shortage in this country. If you look at like 20% of the population is going to be over 65 in the next 5 years. So, wages aren't going to fall off a cliff. The labor market's not going to fall off a cliff. And that's what they keep citing. So I think the American consumer is going to stay in very good shape this year, as we're talking about right now. I mean, business activity is picking up. And if you look at growth, it's probably going to accelerate through the rest of the year.
Well, look at the CPI yesterday. Much better than expectations, right?
Yes.
It was 0.2%. So do we see a similar move for the PPI on Thursday? Because, I don't know. Do you think production costs are up at this point? Or because oil is down, food prices are down, the PPI will also be tame?
Yeah, it's going to be tame. I mean, any of the tariff-related issues, that's going to be probably later in the year just because a lot of purchases were done before the tariffs actually came into play.
Yeah.
But I think you have a really good point here. You have an offset right now. The dollar's strengthened a little bit. Oil prices are down. So all of these are disinflationary, and that's why we're seeing it come in the numbers. And a lot of that revenge travel that we saw, that's starting to dissipate because you start looking at, like, travel now costs a lot less than it did just a couple months ago.